You go.
Okay, there we are.
Good.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the 12th scale of both work tables. This is the 12th scale, and there's the quarter scale of the same design, but it's much easier on camera to show you the 12th scale one. And then I can also show you how the quarter scale looks along the same stages. I'm just going to set that one over there for now. Okay, so let's start with the one with the cubbies. Okay, so basically what you're going to end up doing, let me get rid of all this other stuff. What you have, I just have a graphic on top of mine. What you have is a nice desk with 9 cubbies on the side where you can store your supplies. And it is made so that if you're anything like me, where you're working gets lots of clutter and everything, and you're waiting for it to dry, you can run around the other side and work on the other side if you choose, or at least your little person can. So one of the first things you need to do once you've got it all painted and stained is to glue the supports on the underside, on the inside of your side piece. These L-shaped supports are here, and mine are crooked, so don't look at that, are there to add support underneath your desk for those that tend to lean on their desk a little hard, you know. And you can place that one when you're ready. You can do it right out at the edge, or you can move it in a little bit. I like to bring it in just a little bit when I'm gluing it on, and you'll just glue it on centered, and that will give your desk a nice solid surface. Now for the cubbies, you start off, you've got 3 shelves and a bunch of cubbies, couple sides, of course. There's one piece that actually has my name on it, and it's a little bit smaller than the shelves. And you glue those 2 pieces together, and that gives you a little bit of a toe kick. Here's one here. So you see when you've got it all together, you've got just that little bit of a toe kick underneath there. So, but you just use one of the shelves and glue that flush at the back. And then you will glue it to the inside of the back, flush on both sides, and then put one side on. Okay, and now we're going to build your cubbies. So you put, now the back and the sides are laser scored, so you can keep your pieces straight, you know where they're going, and it just makes it much easier to put it together. And you see, we've got, just going to bring the quarter scale one, and it's the same with the quarter scale. You've got the supports to go underneath your desk part, and you glue your bottom. Again, you have a little toe kick plate there. The only difference with the quarter scale is the cubbies are not completely identical. To make them so all 9 cubbies were the exact same size, it interfered with the height of the desk. So on the quarter scale, you need to do the smaller cubby up at the top, because your toe kick will take up some of the space at the bottom when you glue that in. And that just means that your center shelf is a little bit higher than either your top and your bottom. So you can put your taller items in there. Okay, but you're going to do the same. You glue that on, glue the side on, and then go by the lines, and you can glue your little cubby pieces in there. And believe me, I can't do that unless I'm actually gluing it. Once you've got your first layer of cubbies on, dividers on, then you're going to put your shelf on. You're going to glue it to the one side, to the top of your dividers, and onto the back. And then you're going to continue building it up by gluing on the other cubbies. Now, maybe you'd rather just have one in the center. The lines can be covered easily by paint. And if you're planning on staining, just give them a little sand before you you stain it. If you'd like to maybe do one section that only has two cubbies instead of the 3. Depends on what you want to put on your desk. I like the symmetrical look of it. So you're just going to build it up layer by layer. Your cubby dividers, your shelves, more dividers, the other shelf, and then finally the end, the top dividers. Then you're going to glue your other side on. I have always found that building, whether pieces of furniture, if you put your sides on like this, and then you're trying to wiggle something down in there that has glue on it, I managed to get glue everywhere. So I like to build it up layer by layer. It just makes it a little easier for me. And then you will have, this is your finished one. And you're just going to glue it underneath your tabletop. And you can see I left a little bit of room, a little edge on mine. And then ignore the corbels. This was the prototype, and I needed something under there, but they don't suit it. That's why I did the L-shaped supports. Okay, and that's it. It is really, really very easy to put together. And see, this is the prototype of the quarter scale one. So the cubbies might look a little different than yours will in your final product. And like I say, that is because I just found the desk was getting way too high. It was fine for a standing desk, but it was getting too tall even for a stool. So any questions or comments or anything on that style?
Would you paint it first before you glue it?
I usually always do. But then that's just me. You do, I don't know, to get in there and everything. I mean, you can pretty this up. You could put wallpaper back in there and on your shelves and pretty it up if you wanted to. I do tend to paint mine, but then in quarter scale, I tend to do a lot of staining. I don't see well enough to paint sometimes, and it does get a little gloppy on me. So I often just like to stain my pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, painting really doesn't matter.
Well, I just figured it'd be hard in the little cubbies to get the paint in even.
Well, that's true. It is quite hard, quite difficult to be able to get them into all the corners and everything. So it probably is a very good idea. And then the other style desk, which is this one. This one has a little area up here where you can keep your tools or whatever. You can put bins of stuff up here. And that you also have room underneath it, away from your actual work area, where you can just put things aside and keep them out of your way. And then this one has shelves. Now you can see the actual tabletop forms almost a shelf right underneath the opening on the side. So it goes together very similar as far as the side goes. Again, you've got the L-shaped supports that you're going to glue onto your side. And you're going to start with the piece with my name on it and one of the shelves, again, to give it that toe kick. And then from there, you lay down the one shelf, glue your bottom on flush with the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then you glue on one shelf and the score lines are there, and then glue on the other shelf.
Okay.
Okay. Then you can glue your other side on. And if you do it, you know, so it's when it's laying down and you glue your shelves on there, then you can put this side on right away so that you can match up your score lines and your shelves will be straight. Just looking to see if I'd done that with the quarter scale, but I haven't. I haven't done it. I thought maybe I had gotten that one part way, but I didn't. Okay, so it's very easy. And then the top one, you have a narrow piece and two thin pieces that you put together for your top area. And again, that just goes right between your sides at the top of the opening. And then when you're doing your tabletop, lay it on its side and glue your table right in there between, right at the bottom of the opening, and that everything will stay nice and secure for you. Okay, and you're doing the same thing on the quarter scale. Set your shelves, your toe kick and your shelves in place, and put your supports under the other side. Put your top together and then glue them between your two tall sides. Okay? Any other questions or anything you'd like to know? We all seem to be good. If you get stuck, you can always email me.
Okay.
And I think that's about all I have.
That should do it, I hope.
Well, it should. I mean, you have the instructions with pictures, and
Yeah.
this is just a little extra to help explain things. Sometimes seeing it done goes a long way.
Right.
Especially for new people.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Liz, what is the thing in the corner of your desk that's blue and it's got a stack of 3?
Oh, this is the start of one of those rolling carts.
Oh, neat.
Are you going to be offering that as well?
I will. I just haven't got the wheel areas figured out. But I just thought that kind of went along with it. I never did get this done for name day, so I thought, well, while I'm doing this, I may as well.
It's very
But that-
cute.
Yeah, I have not got this one pulled down into quarter scale. But then if you notice on tops of the desks, I also have, you know, the little book.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those are cute.
Mhm.
Do they
And-
fit on that top shelf?
No, not,
Oh, okay.
they'd have to fit that way.
Okay.
And then there's also a paper,
Oh, that's fantastic.
so you can keep your papers or your carpets or anything in there. I've got a little bit of the stained glass here from the because I had a partially completed church going on. It's when I show the pictures and that you need something
Mhm.
on top of the desk, and I had done a there we are, a little church. It's I do a lot of lighted houses and whatnot because I think it just adds to.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Now I haven't even got the top done on this one, but there is stained glass in the windows.
oh, wow.
And
Fantastic.
it is just lit with a small LED, 3-volt LED, but there is you can see the printed stained glass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you put it completely on the inside. That gives you lots of gluing area, and then it shows through the windows.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's terrific.
So those other little accessories, the magazine holders and that, are they going to be available for the quarter scale too?
Yes. Yes. Everything
Okay.
except the rolling rack I have not got. I do have them for the quarter scale, and I have the smaller houses and that for the quarter scale as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you want to do with your she shed, or any room for that matter. I mean, these craft tables do not have to go into your she shed if you have something else planned out for them. You know, but I think as a miniaturist, the houses just, you know, they just add to our displays,
Yeah.
Mhm.
our vignettes, and there's the
Exactly.
start of the roof. Putting a steeple on the church, but yeah.
Well,
And of course, I like to light everything. I'm just that way inclined. All my stuff has lights in it of some kind, so I always wire everything. So, but that's just me.
Well, it certainly makes a difference. So they look so much nicer. They're more alive when you've got lights in them, aren't they?
Absolutely,
So-
absolutely, they are.
so Liz, for the quarter scale little she shed, would you be able to show us how to do an easy lighting on it one day?
Absolutely, yeah. That's planned for January, isn't it? Wait a minute. I forgot. I took my mic off. Sorry about that.
No,
I'm
that's
talking
okay.
away to you. That's planned for January, is it not, Tina?
Yes, it is.
It is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what do we need to purchase for that?
Depends on what you want to light. Okay.
Oh,
This is just a quarter scale room box. Okay. Now you can see there's a house back here. Let me get a pointy thing rather than my finger. My finger's fat. There's a house back here. That's there. There's another one up there. Whoops. There's one on the table. These ones here are just blocks of wood, but these are built like the church you just saw, and they can all be lit. Now in this room box, I have a floor lamp.
yeah.
One of the ones that light up. I have a fancy lamp on my desk. There's a light outside the window, and I have a ceiling light.
Wow.
Now, I did not light any of the houses in this particular room box, but you certainly could. And the thing is, with 12th scale, it is very easy to do lamps and light a vignette, a room box with the battery operated LEDs.
Okay.
And that's what I have. That's where mostly I sell and show people who do 12th scale when I go to the shows, because all the other lighting, the circuit lighting, the tech ones, all of them, they're quite expensive. And the LEDs work beautifully. You know, I didn't think to get my my 12th scale lighting display box out, but I will in January.
Yeah.
And I can show you how to easily light both a 12th scale room box and basically a she shed. No matter what shape it is, it's a room box. It's got a roof and walls, and whether you make it 365, so you have rooms or walls all the way around it with one removable, or a roof removable, whatever, it's still a room box. And it's very easy to light it. You can put fireplaces in it. You can light the houses, make lamps and everything. And I will show you all that in January, and how to do it if you already have one constructed. I mean, it's easy when you're lighting. Now, if you can see the paper up here, my structures and room boxes, I always include a piece of heavy paper. It's 140-pound painting watercolor paper.
Okay.
And you can hide your wires underneath that when you're lighting it, when you're constructing it. Okay. I have the extra room back here,
Yeah.
and that is because that's where the battery hides.
Oh, cool.
Actually, not in this one. In
Oh.
this one, as you see, I've got the male plug on it, and this is what gets plugged into the battery. But normally what you do is you either have a little bit of a removable roof or a hinged side so that you can access your battery. But that is made specifically to hide the battery. And because there is a light out there, it also makes it a lot of realism. There are red flowers in a flower box there, which does show up when you're when you have your lights on. But there's a lot you can do. Like I said, even if you have constructed your box, whether it be quarter scale or 12th scale, you can use mat board and put in a false wall, hide all your wires behind it, especially if you've already done the outside. I mean, if you have a box and you have spent the time and you have completed the outside, well, you don't want to drill holes and have wires sticking out and have to repair it, although you can, because you have to then be very creative. And if you do drill a hole to run wires outside, then you gather all the wires and put a vine over it, or you can put a drain pipe on. You can
Oh, that's cool.
you know, you can do a lot of things to fix it up. Now that is more when you have a house, when you have a couple of rooms and you're trying to do the lights. Quite often you need to come outside with your wiring. But if you're just doing a room box, it's surprising how you can hide it. And you see the feet I have on here? Well, then you just add another piece of wood. This feet is just make it so much easier to pick up, and because I actually have a frame that goes over this. This is a framed box. So with the frame, the feet have to be on it so the frame sits properly. But you can run your wires. You can put in a false wall and run your battery down under here. It just takes an extra piece of wood, a piece of mat board, and that you can slip your battery in there and you're fine. And then you can pull it out, change your battery. You just have to figure out where you're going to put your switch. And sometimes that's more complicated than figuring out the wiring, because you don't want it in your face, you know, but you want it so that you can reach and put it on. But this one with a frame, it's easy. You can easily hide the switch behind the frame right here, and you just have to reach in and click it on. So, but plan on January on having much longer than tonight, because I have so much information that your heads will swim.
Oh, great.
What you can actually do in both scales, and not only in that, in the 1/44 scale too.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you ladies like 1/44, but you can do a lot with the 1/44. There, I'm back. I felt like I was, you know.
That was great.
Oh, I'm excited now.
So, but yeah, no, lighting is simple. And basically what you need are LEDs.
Okay.
And it's hard to tell you what to get because I can tell you what works in quarter scale lamps, what works in quarter scale ceilings, what works in 12th scale lamps, and what works in ceilings and sconces and fireplaces. But you have to know exactly what you want to do. So
Yeah.
it's actually easier for me to give you the information, tell you what is best in what, and then when you figure out what you want, you can, you know, I sell everything pretty much that Evans does, or if you order directly from Evans, whatever suits you.
I know I've always been intimidated to do lighting, so.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, lighting is very, very simple. This plug that I showed you, which camera am I on? This one. This plug that I showed you, you can have up to 5 different room boxes, houses, whatever, especially in the smaller scale, and plug them all into one AA battery pack.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So you don't have to have a battery pack in every single one. When I set up my show, I have a bench that I sit on top of my table, and I have everything is lit all the way across there. And I usually use 2 different batteries simply because it's hard to make it, 6 feet long and run to the battery. So I have all my displays and everything, and they just go in, and, AA battery will do. And with the new lights, the new fireplace lights, where you used to have to put them on a separate battery or all your lights would flicker. As long as you use the AA batteries and the new fireplace lighting, you can put them all on one battery, and the fireplace will flicker and your regular lights will stay solid.
Oh,
Wow.
that's good. Yeah.
So like I say, make sure you have a drink and that with you, because I'm going to have to, because I'm going to get hoarse talking to
Oh,
you.
I thought you meant alcoholic drink.
Well, sure,
It might make it
it
go
would be
easier.
it would be an interesting workshop, that.
Oh dear. Well, it sounds like it's going to be great. So we all look forward to that. Thanks so much.
Well,
You're very welcome.
all right. Well, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Liz. That was great.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you,
You're
Liz.
very welcome.